Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to all three of you that watch my channel. I really appreciate the support, by the way. And today, football's back, man. Well and truly back. Week 1 of the NFL is finished. And by the time that this video is going to be up on YouTube, it'll be the day of the Packers versus Commanders matchup. Great matchup, by the way. I'll include a prediction for that at the end of the video. But yeah, this is going to be my whole weekly video during football season. I'll definitely make videos other than this, but this is kind of like a scheduled one. After every week, I'm going to basically spark notes the games for you guys in 60 seconds. Each game gets 60 seconds, not a damn second more. And yeah, that's what we got to do because none of you have an attention span longer than a fucking house cat. So, without further ado, let's get right into it with the Philadelphia Eagles against the evil Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, I told myself before I started recording that I was going to try to be unbiased about this game, and I still will, but I don't know, maybe some of my Eagles fan opinions are going to pull through. So, I mean, really quickly, the best way I can describe this game, it was a tale of two games. There was a lightning delay about with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and you know, the Eagles and Cowboys both scored on every single drive before the lightning delay, and then after the lightning delay there were no points scored at all, which you know, kind of makes you think that the NFL deep state is trying to get the Eagles to lose, because it conveniently happened right after Miles Sanders fumbled the football and the Eagles took over on downs. Anyway, I'm running long on my 60 seconds here. Dak looks good. The Cowboys' offense looks good. Their defense has a question mark without Parsons. Eagles need to trade for a corner, and if we do that, we're going to the Super Bowl. Go Birds. All right, and now on to our Friday night contest in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Basically, the story of this game was that Justin Herbert is actually good at football now, and he can actually beat the Chiefs now that he finally got himself a bad bit. You know what I mean? Like, there's maybe getting with Madison Beer can do a lot of good things to a guy. So obviously Justin Herbert just fucking dropped his nutsack all over the Chiefs secondary. There wasn't really much that Pat could do about it, you know, given that his Mr. Swift, we'll call him that now, Mr. Swift took out Xavier Worthy like 3 plays into the game. So after that, their offense didn't really get much going. I mean, you still got the Mahomes magic, but at the same time, like, I don't want this to be an overreaction, but the Chiefs dynasty is over. Kelsey's old. Andy Reid's getting old. Salary cap's going to come back to bite him. Yeah, Chargers are winning the division. I always love it when the Giants and Commanders play each other, because it's really kind of just like, how much of a fool can both of these teams make themselves look like it? Because it really is, like, at a certain point, just they're trying to give each other the W. Now, I don't think Washington was interested in doing that today. They steamrolled the Giants. And I think that the Giants disappointed a lot of people because they were coming into the season and they were supposed to be not horrible. And, you know, that game yesterday was fucking horrible. Russell Wilson is still washed. He's still old. They should put in Jackson Dart. Jaden Daniels looks good for the Commanders. Their defense is obviously full of old guys. It's a goddamn retirement home. But when you play the Giants, everybody looks like an all-pro at 25 again. And, I mean, that was pretty much it for this game. It was kind of a routine Commanders win. Jaden Daniels was good, not great. Bill Crosby Merritt looks good, I guess. I don't know. Deebo Samuel is fat as fuck. And, yeah. All right, let's talk about the Steelers versus the Jets now. Aaron Rodgers, he might no longer be the old man yelling at the cloud. Is Aaron Rodgers back? I don't know, man. I saw a stat that said this is the first time since a Steelers quarterback had 4 touchdowns in a game since 2020. That hasn't happened since 2020 with Big Ben, and we are halfway through the decade. So maybe that's a good omen for Pittsburgh, but I don't know. I think their defense looks good. They clutched up when they needed to, you know, with that Jalen Ramsey tackle. The Jets were actually leading this game throughout the majority of it, and that just, you know, that goes to show you the Jets are still in the same place. Justin Fields did look good, I will say that. So maybe he can bring some life into that at quarterback, but we all know that the Jets are just a black hole where quarterbacks and head coaches go to die. So, yeah, Steelers win, a close one. That's one of their scheduled 9 wins down, so they only have 8 more wins and 8 more losses. All right, so probably the game that just nobody really watched this week was Raiders against Patriots. I mean, these two teams were terrible last year, so I find it hard to believe that there would be hype going into this matchup. But the Raiders won. Pete Carroll gets his first win back in his head coaching debut. Geno Smith looked good. He had almost 400 yards and only 10 incompletions. So, and they only scored 20 points though, so that might be a little concerning for the rest of their offense. But let's see, Brock Bowers looks great, obviously. Get him in fantasy if you don't have him, but if you don't have him right now, you're screwed. Genty got his first career touchdown. Let's see, Drake May had 300 yards with a touchdown and a pick. Not bad. Not great either. And really nothing from the other rookies. Travion Henderson only had 5 touches. And if I'm the Patriots, there is a blueprint to be a good team for the Pats, and I think Mike Vrabel needs to run with it and really lean into the skill set of Drake May, and they'll be fine. All right, and now we're transitioning to everybody's favorite, always terrible AFC North matchup. I mean, like, I don't really understand how this is a real division. Like, all of the teams on their own, except for the Browns, they play really, really good football. And then when they come to play each other, it is just the worst, like, slog fest you've ever seen in your fucking life. I mean, I guess that means they have a good defense, but yeah, the Bengals did not look good in this one. I think they had like maybe -7 yards of offense throughout the entire second half, and they somehow still won. So I don't know whether that says more about the Browns or the Bengals. Joe Flacco might be washed. It really, truly might be Shedeur Sanders time, which will be box office, obviously. And yeah, Joe Burrow looked pretty fucking shitty too. Only 113 yards. They still won the game though, so it's almost like your quarterback doesn't have to throw for 400 yards in order to win a game. It's pretty crazy how shit worked out like that. We are moving even more down south now to Jacksonville, Florida, where it's possibly the most disappointing game of the weekend. The Battle of the Big Cats ended with the Jaguars just absolutely mauling the Panther. Let's see, Bryce Young looked terrible. Again, I don't really know why that's much of a surprise. I don't know how this dude went #1 overall. I really don't, especially when CJ Stroud was in the same class. It's just like, yeah, the Panthers front office should be ashamed of themselves, honestly. It's not like Trevor Lawrence looks much better, though. I think he's really has hit his ceiling. I think we were all expecting him to take that next big leap, but maybe he's just not that guy. Like, maybe we overhyped him coming out of high school and coming out of college. We'll see, man. I don't know. I think I mean, they could put up a fight in their division just because everyone else is so terrible, but other than that, it seems like a pretty seemingly normal matchup. All right, moving down south to Atlanta, Georgia, where this was a lot more of a close defensive matchup than I was anticipating. I honestly thought the Bucs were going to blow the Falcons out of the water because the Falcons' defense stinks, for lack of a better word. But no, it was, I mean, the Bucs won 23-20, so it was a very close game. And if Young-Ho Koo doesn't miss that field goal near the end, then the Falcons are going to win this game. That's what it is. I mean, this was a real good showing from both the quarterbacks as well. Michael Penix Jr. is settling in very nicely, as he should if you had, his skill players. And yeah, Baker was doing his thing, man. Emeka Egbuka seems like an early favorite for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm trying to think of more things funny to say about this game, but I just don't fucking care about either one of these teams. So yeah, I mean, I'm still sticking with my prediction that the Bucs are going to win the South, and I'm very, very scared for when the Eagles go there in a few weeks. Moving on to the New Orleans Saints against the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, everybody expected this game to be a shit show, and that's what it was. It was a shit show. So there's really not much to say here about this one. I didn't watch the full game, I will admit that. So I can't really comment a whole lot about whether or not Kyler Murray or Spencer Rattler looked too good. But I was expecting the Saints to put up less of a fight. So that might entail good things for them when they play other bad teams this year, because their defense didn't look too horrible, and I guess Spencer Rattler is okay. I guess he'll be the placeholder starter until they can go get Arch Manning next year. But, I mean, this really is just an irrelevant game. Like, neither of these teams are going anywhere. Yeah, your fans are going to be reading mock drafts by October. So, meaningless Cardinals win, I guess. Oh, also, everyone please pray for Spencer Rattler. Nothing's wrong with him. He's just very ugly. All right, now moving on to the Miami Dolphins against the Indianapolis Colts. And this one was the most surprising result of the weekend for me. I don't know about you guys, but I was honestly expecting that to be like 40-0 Dolphins going into the game. And I guess I underestimated the Colts because I said in my prediction video that they have a good roster around Daniel Jones, and it's just that he would be the one holding them back. Turns out he's the one that's lifting them up, man. Daniel Jones had the best game of his career, ironically, after he left the Giants, which is, saying a lot. But, yeah, he was dropping some Danny Dimes on that field. I don't really know what else to say. Yeah, the Dolphins look fucking hopeless, even with Tua on their offense. The Dolphins are the most confusing team in the league, man, because their offense is stacked. They have great skill positions, and whenever Tua goes out, though, they look like they have fucking Jamarcus Russell at quarterback. It's really strange. So that might even be happening now with Tua at quarterback. But either way, the Dolphins are cooked, and Mike McDaniel's going to get fired by week 9. Okay, Texans against Rams. I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch this game. I'm looking at the final score right now, and it seems like I wasn't really missing anything. Are we worrying about CJ Stroud yet? I don't think so. I think that Stroud will be fine. Week 1 of the NFL is weird, man. Like, I know I've been jumping to conclusions all video, but you can't really be doing that too much. Yeah, man, it was just an awful game. Like, Matt Stafford looks good. Obviously, he's Matt Stafford. He's going to get a lot of yards, a lot of completions. But you do have to be a little bit concerned about how neither team could score more than 14 points, and neither of these teams have a very good defense either. I mean, the Rams' defense is better than the Texans, but still, just a concerning game for all offenses all around. I don't know, man. The most, the biggest headline about this game was that video of those two chicks fighting in the stand. Yeah, shit doesn't happen in LA much, I guess. I don't know. All right, quite possibly the worst game of the weekend goes to the Tennessee Titans at the Denver Broncos. Dude, this fucking sucked, bro. This was a terrible matchup. I was watching the whole thing because I wanted to see how Cam Ward's NFL debut went, and I'm not going to lie, he wasn't bad. If you look at the surface level stats, it doesn't really look that good, but I was watching the game. He made some big time throws that established quarterbacks still can't make. And they had a lot of drops as well from the offensive side, the Titans. So I think if Calvin Ridley could catch, I think the Titans win this game, honestly. Denver did not look as good as we expected to. I mean, Bo Nix had 2 picks and was almost 50% completion percentage. So, I mean, if you're Denver, I don't really know where to go from here. Are you concerned about Bo Nix? Did he hit his ceiling in his rookie year, which is like, how does that even happen? And yeah, I mean, the Broncos are going to have to rely on their defense. And that has worked out for them, though. I mean, they won a Super Bowl with a literally crippled Peyton Manning just off their defense. So anything is possible in the NFL. All right, so we are moving out west now. These are the 4 o'clock games. And Niners versus Seahawks was honestly what I expected. I mean, this is a division game, so it's going to be close no matter what. It really came down to the last wire, and honestly, the Seahawks really should have won this game. I mean, Sam Darnold ran into his own offensive lineman and fumbled again, so there's a big asterisk on that. And also, when you watch that last touchdown, when it was when the Niners made it 17-13, dude, first of all, I don't know why Brock Purdy threw that ball because it was quadruple coverage. Second of all, how did none of the Seahawks DBs get a hand on it? And I realize I'm being an armchair coach here, but at the same time, it's like, come on, dude. I don't even remember who fucking caught the ball. It wasn't even like George Kittle or anything because the 49ers are injured to shit. That's another thing we need. They need to fire all of their team doctors because now I think Purdy's out for a few weeks and Kittle's out. What's going on in San Francisco, man? All right, and now this one was definitely the most anticipated matchup of the week, Packers versus Lions, and it really just didn't live up to it. Micah Parsons got his first career sack. That was the big headline. Are the Lions cooked? Actually, are they cooked? Were they carried by their coordinators? Because Someone made a good point in the NFL media that was like, Ben Johnson was one of the best play callers of the NFL the past few years, and you can't just replace a guy like that with someone in-house. Same thing with Aaron Glenn. You have to go out and actually go get guys. So was that NFC Championship game in San Fran the Lions' last shot? It might actually be. It might actually be with that choke artist Jared Goff at quarterback. As for the Packers, I think they're going to win the division. I mean, we'll talk about Vikings-Bears in a second, but I don't think those guys are putting up much of a fight against Green Bay. Even though I think that Jordan Love isn't a great quarterback, he's still good enough to lead you to the playoffs, possibly even beyond. This game was an absolute fucking barnstormer, bro. And I'm really, really upset right now because I'm just going to tell you guys straight up, I fell asleep in the middle of this game. I was chilling on my couch. I can't even remember what the score was when I fucking passed out. I think it was like the Ravens were leading. That's all I can remember. And so I go to sleep on the couch, and I wake up at like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm like really upset because I'm, damn, bro, like how did I miss that game? I usually don't do that. And especially because I'm doing these videos now, I need to actually pay attention a lot more. So from watching the highlights, it just seems like this is a case of the Ravens are good, but the Bills were better. And that's honestly like what the outcome usually is whenever these two teams play. It's always box office. There's never really many errors or bad referee calls. It's always just who can play the better football, who can rally around their team the most to win. And I think we need to start talking about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson being the two best quarterbacks in the NFL. This is the best matchup you can look forward to. I'm really upset, though, because this very well may be the game of the year, and it happened in week 1. So it's all downhill from here, I guess, in the primetime slots. So moving on to our final matchup of the week, the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. And this game sucked for 3 quarters. Just absolutely horrible. J.J. McCarthy was looking like a total bust, and I was ready to lament the handoff merchant allegations of him. But to J.J.'s credit, him and the Vikings stormed back. It's not like they were up against much because the Bears scored on their opening drive, kicked a field goal, and then the offense scored the other touchdown when they were already 17-27 down. So it's kind of like a Chris Paul hits a 3 to cut the lead from 42 type of situation. But if I were a Bears fan, I don't know if I would be concerned about Caleb Williams yet. But there were a lot of times in that game where he missed some very open targets, and there wasn't even much pressure in the pocket. Caleb is a great scrambler. He has the ability to make absolutely box office plays, but he's got to take his reads quicker, honestly, and he's hold on to the ball for too long. I mean, that intentional grounding play was just like, what are you doing, man? I don't know. Yeah, congrats to the Vikings for coming back. J.J. McCarthy's not a handoff merchant, at least for now. All right. That's going to be the end of the video today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it and talking about these games. Every Thursday morning, releasing a new NFL Weekly Review. And I told you guys that I was going to make my Thursday Night Football prediction. So I think that the Packers are going to take it. The Commanders didn't look too convincing against the Giants, and the Packers might just have one of the best defenses in the league. So I'm going to have Green Bay take it, but it's going to be a close one. It's going to be like 24-17 or 24-20 or something. But yeah, it's really exciting to watch Micah Parsons play now that he's not on the Cowboys. And yeah, there was my prediction. Packers get the W. They go 2-0, top of the NFC North. I'm going to be doing predictions for every Thursday Night Football game because, like I said, I'll be releasing these on Thursday morning every week. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video once again. Football is back. It's the first time I've felt alive since February 9th. And yeah, stay frosty, my dudes.